Here is a paintball howitzer cannon. This, my friend designed in his living room for 3 months. It holds pods. 100-round pods go right here. And pods for the machine gun, which are 140 rounds, go right there. The 100 rounds go for the main gun. This valve setup was a little tricky. Originally, we had this wire running under this piece of all thread. So I had to change that because it wouldn't slide very easy. So I found an old pulley at my grandpa's house, and I put that on here. This also acts as a stop, so when this comes down, it stops this from opening completely. It stops about 1/8 of an inch from being fully open, but that's fine. The reason why is originally these would break the tabs off, and we had a lot of issues with that because then you couldn't quite set it up correctly. This goes up to 400 psi, and we have it set for 400 psi. This pipe is rated for 800 psi. The valve is rated for 600 psi. It's just a PVC barrel. Our safety mechanism is a ramrod that goes clear to the back, and this is set so that we know that this touches the back. This keeps it from flying out, and this is the safety. This lanyard was designed by him to be specifically so that it would set in the middle, but it would also come out up here to clip onto this. We're going to make a muzzle brake for this, just for looks. This was originally for a front shield, but the PVC pipe didn't work out too well. So now we use this for flag mounts. This does have elevation control on it by using this. Goes up or down. This can be used from a straight firing gun all the way up to a mortar. What you do is you have a wad which has a string attached to it, and the string gets tied to somewhere on the cart. You set it in, you ram it down, then you pour 100 rounds of paint in here, and then this just sits in there like that, and you pull the lanyard, and it fires. Originally, the lanyard went under all thread, so we had to reroute that so that it would go to a pulley. This runs off of a 15-pound CO2 tank. This is our surrender flag. It has a 6-stage expansion chamber with a remote line. It has a T-fitting. This is from an F4 Illustrator paintball marker, but it connects to this. This has an on-off. Turn that off. So you can run a gun and another marker or a rocket launcher or whatever, you know, thing you want to run off of this one. You can even run an air horn off of this. It's a little interesting when you bring out a 15-pound CO2 tank and you start a paintball game with a little tiny small air horn, but I actually have made my ears ring doing that. The paintball tank originally, the air tank originally sat right here. It was really bad because you had to have two people to lift this end up. So he had to move it to there. This, we put roughly 2.5 to 3 cases of paint, depending upon what pods we use. And most of the time we'll keep 1,000 rounds to 3,000 rounds, or 1,000 rounds to 1,500 rounds extra in this side, along with rockets, maybe a grenade or two, stuff like that. Back here, we'll put either a bazooka or we'll put another paintball marker so that I can use that's a self-contained unit. The self-contained unit basically is so that if, let's say, we get crossfires or something like that, then we can have the machine gun, shooting off to this way, and then I'll come over here and I'll shoot off to this way, this side, and just kind of keep people's heads down. This is designed to draw fire. That's all it's designed to do, basically. At the new field, that's all it's good for. We do this so that the red team or yellow team or whatever side we're on can move up and take positions. We're what they call renegades. The renegades switch to the losing side to help balance out the field. Last time we were on red side and it won. I forgot what the final score was. It was a while ago. But we won, which was nice because we've never been on the winning team. We've never gotten medals or anything by using this because we aren't on a team. People will actually come up, and if we run out of paint on the field, they will give us paint to keep firing. At the old outdoor field, which was the original Super game, I would actually have to have somebody feed the machine gun while I was firing it, because when they would charge, I couldn't stop to feed it. I had to keep firing, and then you would just rake it across, and about every other guy would raise their marker up and walk back. The rest of them were mowed down by, what was behind us. The good thing about this is you don't run out of air or paint. Someone actually sat down with a calculator and asked people, and he figured out that in 5 minutes, we have 16 cases of paint each. That's 32 cases total fired at us in one 5-minute period that we run out on the field. That's a lot of paint in the air directed at us. But that's 32 cases that aren't being fired at our team, or the side that we're on, which is great because then they can move up, take positions, and by the time we can't see anymore and have to be escorted off the field by a referee, or we've actually been escorted off the field by an enemy player, which was interesting because nobody really gets close to us when they do that. Originally we had just one remote line to run the cannon or this. What we did was we had the cannon set up and we were shelling. Some guy was running low on air for his bazooka, so he was running up because we were all alone. While he was running up with his bazooka, we were degassing the system, switching that, regassing, and by the time we got done, he was 3 feet away and fired his rocket and barely hit us with it. So he got props for that because no one's ever gotten that close with a rocket launcher to us before. No one's ever gotten that close, period. We are considered a tank, so we have to follow tank rules. Of course, we can run somebody over and it won't kill them or anything like that. But we have sort of modified tank rules, I guess you could say. The modifying is we can go anywhere on the field. Where tanks can only go on the tank paths and routes, we can go anywhere. Another thing is we don't have to have our own referee because we are our own referee. So we don't have to have a ref following us constantly. Another thing is we don't have to follow some of the tank rules, which is nice because, yeah. We've actually had people walk up to us and say, "Hey, are you guys the cannon crew?" And we'll go, "Yeah, yeah." And then they'll just say, "Congratulations, I shot like 3 hopperfuls on you." So we get that a lot. People brag about how much they shoot at us, and we just say, good job, good job. Just try not to aim below the belt line. These tires are solid spoked, solid core, so you can run over barbed wire and stuff and it won't make the tires flat. This right here is the brake. You just loop it through the spokes and it stops it from moving. There's one on this side and one on that side. This originally had a front shield on it, but the PVC pipe, the yellow team decided to capture the howitzer and they destroyed the shield. So we had to pull that off. But now we use these for sticking our flags. The white flag, which is our surrender flag, we have to put that up when we're out. So I take that and I wave it around and that works. That's all for this one. I'll update you on the machine gun cart later on.